Our convention now begins with a music video presentation.
I have undiagnosed mental illness and 18 hours of convention footage. Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally, and today we begin our quest to completely unpack the latest convention of Jehovah's Witnesses. For those of you that don't know, the Jehovah's Witnesses have a 3-day convention every year where they give a bunch of talks and play a bunch of videos. It's about 8 hours long with each session. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting things that usually come out of it. So we'll see what this year has to bring us. Quickly before we get started, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, helps get out to more people on YouTube and is very much appreciated. With all of that being said, let's do this.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
I don't know why my chair is so squeaky. Like, am I just jittery? Not too many things interesting happened in the opening music video, but one little nugget that I do find a little interesting is how they have this shot of Stephen Lett hugging kids and everyone's smiling and happy-go-lucky for a picture. And it's kind of funny because the governing body likes to publicly come out and say, oh, you know, don't be crowding around governing body members. We're not that special. You don't need to be posting pictures with us on social media, this, that, and the third. And yet they literally show it in a music video.
We pray, let it come, let it come.
Well, I've always had a sneaking suspicion, but I guess it's in the Chronicles of Jehovah's Witness lore now. They are into edging, because they're just sitting around saying, let it come, let it come, let it come. I was clinching the edge of my seat thinking to myself, please, Watchtower, don't have her give the card with a panda on it to an old Asian woman or something, and then 1 second later they gave the card with the panda on it to an old Asian lady. I swear to God, they have to be the most unintentionally funny group of people that have ever existed. It's just so wild.
What is the good news that our convention theme invites us to declare?
Nick, kind of kinky.
I rigged this room with explosives. Premarital sex is a sin. Have fun rotting in hell, Beth.
God's word is powerful. And when I find that I'm reading the written word, that power comes through. But mainly I'm focusing on the event itself, who did what to whom, and what the lesson is. An example of that is with Zechariah and Elizabeth. Now, I'm very familiar with the account, I've read it many times, but seeing it helped me to see what a setting this was. What a wonderful privilege Zechariah had. And all of a sudden, Gabriel appears. And what a magnificent representation of Gabriel.
Most conventions open up with a talk just going over all of what is going to be talked about, and they are functionally uninteresting. So yeah, we'll just kind of throw that to the bin. We won't waste any time on that. But this is frustrating because here he's going and starting off this little video with his golden Bible, talking about how encouraged he was and how amazing it was to be able to see things in action. Well, if you guys remember on the channel, I actually talked about this Jesus drama. Yes, I have the second half of the video already ready, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We've already gone and looked at what this drama was, and 50% of the footage was women looking at babies gleefully like this. And that was it. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. So this guy, sorry to be a bit crass, but he's literally jerking himself off when he is saying this. He is just actually slamming his meat to this idea that he came up with. And I think it would be a safe assumption to speculate that he is behind a lot of this Jesus drama, because where is he from? Where were all of the accents in that drama from? They were all Australian. Where did they build this whole ass city? Australia. I would hazard a guess that the only Australian governing body member that is talking about this big project where they built an entire city to make an 18-episode series cataloging everything that Jesus ever said and did according to the Gospels. I would think the only Australian member on the governing body that built the thing in Australia and all of the actors were Australian, he was the one behind it. So I think he is absolutely just fondling himself over how wonderful this is. We watched this video. It was trash. It was awful. We'll get into more of it anyway, but just hearing him be like, oh, and I was so encouraged by it, and it was so wonderful for me to be able to see it, when this is literally his brainchild. It is so unimaginably cringe and annoying to listen to. Anyway, let's see what else this galaxy brain has to say.
But after Gabriel tells Zechariah the good news, I just couldn't believe it when he says,
how can I be sure of this?
Part of me was screaming out, don't say that. Whatever you do, don't say that. You see, I became emotionally involved with the account. And of course, it helped me to understand why Zechariah had a little bit of a punishment coming to him.
Well, I am so happy that the brainchild of this goober was able to reap the satisfaction of seeing Jesus walk around on some dirt. My God, what are the wasted resources that went into this? I know I made a video about it like a couple years ago, so my brain's a bit foggy, but I think I remember them saying that there was 500 people that were working on this project at one time. 500 people. Let's do some Wally quick mental math here. Maybe other people will be like, oh, you're speculating, blah, blah, blah. But I'm good at this. I'm good at this. So just let me cook for a second. So we have 500 people. They said it took 4 years. Let's just give it generous estimations. That would be a roughly somewhere between $2,000 and $3,200 per person in order to feed, just for food, for all of these people. So let's just take the bare bones minimum of just what the food would be for these people. So you are talking about $2 million being spent on just feeding these people. This has nothing to do with the cost of materials, with the people's actual time, and, you know, the loss of their income that they would be by doing this voluntarily, just to feed the people involved in this project. A low estimate of that was $2 million. And what did that all equate to? What was the outcome of that? I mean, I guess there's 18 episodes, so we'll see. But it sounds like it was just this guy's wet dream. It was just a way for him to be like, man, aren't we so happy we get to see Jesus? You can go on YouTube and find like 16 different equal quality documentaries made about Jesus and his life of equal length right now for free. You don't need to spend any of this money. So just to think that they spent more money on probably just the food to feed the workers there than they spent on humanitarian aid through the course of the last year is absolutely insane. Anyway, that was a bit of a Wally rant, but hey, you're on this channel, so you're probably here for some Wally rants.
When Jesus was born, Satan tried to murder the baby Jesus. We're born as enemies of God. Sometimes you'll hear people say of a little baby, "Look at that little angel." But more accurate would be to say, "Look at that little enemy of God."
It might seem like a bit of a jump scare here, but no, we really went from Jeffrey Jackson totally glazing his pet project here of the baby Jesus videos to Stephen let the most unqualified person to be like, oh man, look, they were trying to kill the baby Jesus. When he was the one person that said, when you look at a baby, you should say, look at that little enemy of God. Sometimes you can really just, the script writes itself.
But all-wise Jehovah completely outwitted the devil and protected his precious but very vulnerable son. Jehovah ensured that he could grow up, become the Messiah, and preach the message Satan hates, the good news of the kingdom. Seeing all of this reenacted on screen makes me appreciate even more fully how Jehovah can protect us, no matter how weak or vulnerable we may feel in the face of Satan's attacks, and also how important it is to imitate Jesus in preaching the good news of the kingdom.
Please tell me how it makes any sense that God has to outwit Satan. Like, is God not omniscient? Is he not omnipotent? Can't he just do Thanos style, snap his fingers, do whatever he wants? Why is it this momentous occasion that you can see how God was able to outwit Satan? Like they're playing chess. They're not playing chess. God can just zap him out of existence at any moment in time. Why would you need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars producing a video so you can display the most brain-dead concept ever of, oh man, now I'm so spiritually refurbished. I'm like an old watch. I'm like an old pair of shoes that I finally got buffed out. Just to say God outwitted Satan. It makes no sense at all. This is just so insane to me how far they go just trying to gas themselves up. And I think to justify how much money they have spent on this project that really was completely unnecessary.
Well, what do you think? Are you ready? Are you excited to hear about the good news? Well, we say strap in. You're in for a wonderful ride over the next 3 days.
Just like every predator that's ever existed, they're telling you exactly what you should be feeling as you strap in. Absolutely ridiculous. It's like, if it's a wonderful program, let it speak for itself. Imagine you went to a movie and the opening sequence of the movie was, man, this is such a great movie. You are going to have so many laughs and memories and a really great, wonderful, boy howdy, knee-slapping good time while you watch this movie. It would seem a bit weird, wouldn't it? And that's exactly what we're experiencing. But hey, we're doing the JW Thoughts style video, so hopefully we get a few laughs along the way. And yeah, I think it'll be a good time, as it always is. With all of that being said, stay safe, be kind, and don't forget to show yourself the same kindness that you show to others. And before you have a good-ass day, ZZ has to make an appearance, so let me go find him. ZZ! If I make this sound, I promise he's going to jump up. You ready? Check it out. No. I've had this cat for 6 years now. Somebody! Yeah. I know him pretty well.